Did you realize that stress can steal your self-trust? It may sound difficult to believe, but it's true. Let's talk about it. Let's start by defining what self-trust is. Self-trust pertains to your ability to keep promises to yourself. Have you ever made a promise to someone else and maybe have gone out of your way to make sure that you don't break that promise? If you're the type of person for whom it's important to keep your promises to others, you probably have experienced that. That once you made a promise to someone, even if it was difficult to keep it, you did everything you could to keep it. And if you couldn't keep it, you tried to make up for it. But what about the promises that you make to yourself? A promise to get some sleep tonight. A promise to take a break from the constant work that you do. A promise to better care for yourself. How often do you break these promises because things get in the way? Because stress happens? Because others need something from you and you put others or other things, other needs before yourself, before your own needs? Well, every time you break a promise to yourself, you erode that trust in yourself. Does your word that you give to others mean more or seem to mean more than the word that you give to yourself? I understand that you're probably not doing it on purpose. We are all well-meaning in our promises, be it to others or to ourselves. But at the end of the day, how many promises do you break when it comes to promises to yourself? Are you much more likely to keep the promises for others than the promises for yourself? And I'm not saying to start breaking promises that you make to others. That's a different conversation altogether. That's a conversation of how many promises to make to begin with. But what I am saying is it's time to start paying attention to whether or not you are making promises to yourself and breaking them all too often. Let's take a look at what kinds of things can lead to the erosion of self-trust. The most obvious one may be overcommitment. If you are committed to so many things that you simply can't get everything done, and the promises to yourself get pushed to the back and then forgotten or forsaken, that's a problem. This can turn into a chronic deferral where your promises to yourself keep getting pushed back to the end of the line and you never get to that. You never get to the end of that list of things to do or promises to keep. Another thing that can erode that self-trust is harsh self-talk. This is something to think about. Are you more lenient with other people than you are with yourself? Are you more demanding with yourself than you are with others? Do you engage in any form of harsh self-talk? And it doesn't have to be actual talk. It could be in the form of thoughts. Are you kinder to others than you are to yourself? These are things to consider because these are the kinds of things that will erode your self-trust. And stress is a big contributor to the kinds of behaviors, the kinds of situations that lead to that erosion of self-trust. The good news is that there are things that you can do to fix this. So where do we start? I'd like to introduce you to a micro-promise protocol. It's a lot simpler than it sounds. You could start with making one small promise to yourself every single day. Something small. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be time-consuming. It could be as simple as taking a 5-minute break for breathing exercises. a 5-minute break to connect with a friend, a 5-minute break to make sure you're hydrated, a 5-minute break to engage in something like meditation, a 5-minute break to read from your favorite book, a 5-minute break to journal. Whatever it is, keep it simple, keep it short, but make that commitment to do something for yourself every single day. Start with just once a day. The idea is to make sure that you do keep your promise to yourself every single day. When you complete that daily promise to yourself, make sure you follow it with some kind of completion ritual. It doesn't have to be long or elaborate. It could be as simple as saying thank you to yourself for having taken the time to complete this small gesture, this one small thing that restores your trust in yourself. So that's it. That's the protocol. One small promise daily. And when you complete that promise, right after you complete it, some kind of ritual to acknowledge that you did it. You kept a promise to yourself. You did what you said you were going to do. Celebrate it, acknowledge it, reinforce it so that you do it again the next day and the next day and the next day. What happens if you miss? It's inevitable. Things happen. The main thing is not to beat yourself up. Simply take some time to think about what happened. What made you miss it? Did you forget? Did you get distracted? Did you get pulled off in another direction? And then make a commitment to get back into it. That's it. It's that simple. Don't beat yourself up. No guilt trips. None of that is necessary. Remember, harsh self-talk has no place in your day. So consider what derailed you and how to fix it so that you're not derailed again. Do the best that you can with fixing that. And then recommit yourself to that daily promise keeping. Do something for yourself and keep your promise. And then acknowledge that you did it. Get right back on that horse. You may want to keep a journal for as little as 7 days or as long as you want to. Start by writing down your micro promise for the day. You can do that in the morning or you can do that the night before. At the end of the day or at some point during the day, make a note of whether or not you kept that promise. And maybe write a sentence or two about the experience, how it felt, what it meant to you. And if you missed it, write about that too. That may be part of your reflection. It will help you to figure out what happened and how to prevent it from happening again. It's really that simple, but it's about recommitting to yourself. If you are experiencing an eroded sense of self-trust, this is how you can build it back up, by focusing on you, by focusing on these little promises and actually keeping them. And if you do miss, consider what made you miss it and do your best to fix it. Get back into the swing of things. No negative self-talk, no guilt trips. Try it for 7 days and see how you feel. Some of you may choose to keep track of your micro-promise protocol indefinitely, and that's fine too. If that's what helps you, then by all means engage in that. So even if through the busyness of life and the stresses of life, you have managed to somehow erode that self-trust, there are things that you can do, simple, easy things to help you rebuild it. Why not get started today? If you'd like to learn more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, check out the links below.